Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing my 2018 beauty favorites. I'm so sorry that this video is a little bit late. I'm actually still here in New York, but I figured why not get this video out for you guys. It's one of my favorite videos to watch and it's been requested by a couple of you, so I really wanted to get this out for you guys. This is like the top-notch products of the year. If you're gonna watch one video of mine, I feel like it's the yearly favorites because I'm constantly testing out makeup all year round, and these are the ones that just kind of stood out to me, that really stuck with me. If I brought them here with me on my trip, that means that they're winners. Before we get started with the makeup though, my first favorite of course is you guys. I am so grateful to have each and every one of you. You guys truly have changed my life. Your support every single day means the world to me. Even when I'm not filming, you guys are constantly just hitting me up on Instagram and just always showing me so much love. So thank you. You guys are definitely my favorite every single year, no matter what. But I do have quite a few products to share with you guys, so we're just gonna go ahead and get started. I'm actually gonna get started with two skincare items. I've always been about that skincare life, but in 2018 I feel like I really found some products that changed the way my skin looks with makeup, without makeup. The first product is this Henriksen Oil Control Toner. This is the Balancing Force and this is amazing. This will really cleanse your face. So after you've cleansed your face, you go in with a cotton pad and this will show you that you have not cleansed your face. Let me tell you, I am obsessed with this. I use this every single day. This is actually meant for oily skin, but I have combo skin. It doesn't really dry out my skin. It just really cleanses my face. I love how it smells. I love how it feels. I feel like I just go to bed a lot better. I have a better night's sleep when I use my toner. I take this very seriously. And then the moisturizer that I've fallen in love with now, I've loved so many moisturizers I feel like throughout the year. Belif, the True Cream, I really love that one this year. I just don't have it with me. The one that I brought with me for this trip is the CEO by Sunday Riley. This is actually my second jar of this cream. It is so thick, perfect for this winter. It is packed with vitamin C and I love that. It's a good brightening cream and it just makes my skin a lot softer. I use this before makeup, at night, in the morning. I mean, I really love this cream. If I bring it with me on my trip, especially now that it's cold in New York, you know it's real because it's literally like 20 degrees some days, so you really need a good moisturizer for the winter. But I've been using this, I feel like, since the middle of the year and I have not looked back. Again, I have loved other moisturizers, Belif True Cream being one of them, but I wanted to give a huge shout out to this one. 2018 for me was a year of lash extensions. So the first trip when I came to New York, I got hooked on lash extensions and every time I kept coming back, I just kept getting refills. Right now I actually have a strip on with my extensions because I really need a fill, but I discovered this eyelash extension foaming wash and I am obsessed. So I got this on Amazon. I've tried a couple of different eyelash extension cleaners, but this is by far the best one in my opinion. It's a foam, you put it on your eyelash extensions and it takes off everything. I feel like they just look a lot fluffier and they look brand new when you use this. So this definitely has come in handy. It's my second one and it does last you a pretty long time. You'll need a little bit, but it's super important to keep them nice and fresh. So when I think of 2018, what really stands out to me is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I actually didn't think I was gonna end up loving this as much as I do. I'm obsessed with this. I travel with this all the time. I actually haven't really hit pan on any of the shadows, but I abuse these neutral shades up at the top. I mean, I love the pops of color. I really love this yellow and this really like burnt sienna shade. I'm just obsessed with this palette. I use this pretty much every time I do my makeup. These neutral shades are always in my crease. This one reminds me of Uninterrupted. I mean, it's just such an amazing palette. I will say though, the black could be a little bit better, a little bit stronger. I do sometimes find myself using a black from another palette, but this palette really stands out for me for 2018. I mean, it was definitely a hit. To be honest, I didn't try the Morphe Vault with Jaclyn Hill. I didn't even open it up because I was watching reviews and I just really never got around to it. Like, why fix something that's not broken? Like, this was amazing and I really didn't want to like get let down with those, so I just stuck to this palette and I know it's a favorite for so many. If it's still available, you have to get it. Definitely a standout for 2018. It feels so weird that we're in 2019. It still really hasn't hit me yet. You know that moment when it's the next year and you're still writing last year's number? To be honest, I've been pretty good about writing 2019, but it doesn't really feel like it's 2019. Like, next year is gonna be 2020. That's crazy. I feel like we thought the world would be so different. I'm gonna stick with eyeshadows and I'm also going to shout out the Dominique Latte palette. Again, this is a palette that I really didn't have high expectations for, but I am utterly obsessed with it. I used it so much in 2018. I mean, palettes, it's really hard to just narrow it down because so many palettes were released in 2018. But if you watch me and you know me, then you know that I'm not really a palette kind of person. So for me to mention a palette, it really has to be good. So this is the Latte palette and I am obsessed with that first top row, all of the mattes. I'm really in a matte eyeshadow kind of, I would call it a moment, but it's been longer than a moment. I don't really reach reach for shimmers anymore because of my sensitivity to them. But for me, a matte shadow really has to blend properly. It has to be pigmented but not patchy. I have dry eyelids, so for me to again mention an eyeshadow, it means it's really good. The formula is good. Quick little shout out to the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette, and I picked that up at Sephora. Now let's go ahead and get into foundations. So for the year, I really didn't test too many new foundations out, to be honest. I'm really picky with my foundations. The Fenty foundation, I loved the finish of, but unfortunately it broke me out the more I used it. So if it hadn't broke me out, that would have definitely been my 2018 top favorite because it was amazing, and it is amazing. I just so happen to have a sensitivity to it, so I really just stuck with these two foundations and two other ones, which I'm gonna mention. But this is the Makeup Forever HD Stick Foundation. It's what I have on right now. My best friend Angie re-put me onto this. I've used this for a really long time, but this year I feel like I used this a lot more. And then Estee Lauder Double Wear, again, something that I've been using for so long. I feel like I'm a double wear walking campaign because I mean I've been rocking with this for a minute for good reason. It is so long wearing. It just looks so good on the skin. I mean, it's the longest lasting foundation that I've personally tried. I can wake up and still have this on. It is like glue. I love the shades. Right now I'm actually the shade Fawn. I'm so happy they came out with a new shade. These were the two foundations like for higher end that I've loved. But of course, if you've been watching me, then you know L'Oreal Pro Matte and Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless are my babies. I just don't have them with me. I couldn't bring everything with me, but those two foundations were definitely the ones I was rocking with for 2018. If you watch any of my favorites videos, you can check the description bar. I've mentioned them quite a few times. So these two plus those two are the four foundations that have been on rotation for 2018. If you haven't tried any of these, you definitely should go out and try them. I'm very picky with my foundation. I have very sensitive skin, combo skin, and very, very sensitive skin, very finicky. So if you're like me, then I definitely recommend those four. We all know that Tarte Shape Tape has been on everyone's list monthly, yearly. I mean, it's an amazing concealer. I'm not gonna lie, Tarte Shape Tape has always been my baby since I've tried it. But I wanted to shout out the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. This stuff is no joke. It is as full coverage as a Tarte Shape Tape, but I find this one less drying. I still do reach for my Tarte Shape Tape, but I actually have been mixing the two. If you like yellow tone makeup like I do, then you would really love this shade. It's G Medium 1. They have really nice shades, nice olive undertones, yellow undertones, pink. Whatever you're into, I feel like Cover FX has it. And I really love the applicator. It's this really nice big like circular doe foot, and you only need a tiny bit of this. A little bit goes a really long way. I feel like a lot of people have been sleeping on this. I really, really love it. I would compare it to Tarte Shape Tape. The Tarte Shape Tape just a little bit drier, which sometimes I like. For something to be a little bit drier, I just feel like I can blend it out. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It just dries faster, so it doesn't really crease. But this one is amazing nonetheless, so definitely shout out to Cover FX Power Play Concealer. Another concealer that I fell in love with in 2018 is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This one is in Custard, and I love this for priming my eyelids and also for carving out my brows. I either use this or the MAC Studio Finish Concealer under my brows. It's one of those two. I repurchased this a couple of times in 2018, so I figured I would mention it. Wow. Mine just completely broke, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder in medium. I'm obsessed with this powder to set my face. Just looks so airbrushed and gives your complexion this really smooth finish. It's the perfect powder to bring with you to touch up with. I wish they would come out with more shades. Charlotte Tilbury, please come out with more shades. There's only 3, and this one's the medium one, and I love it under my eyes, to set my face, to touch up with. I bring it with me everywhere, and I'm so sad that mine just broke because I'm obsessed with this. I'm not sure if I was using this in 2017, but I definitely was obsessed with it in 2018. Another powder that I fell in love with in 2018 was the Hourglass Veil Translucent Setting Powder. Of course, the Laura Mercier powder I love, and I use it all the time. I use it in my kits. Everyone uses it, I feel. But when this one came out, I literally couldn't stop using it. I remember bringing it with me to Vegas and just falling in love with how my complexion looked. It just looked so smooth and buttery soft and airbrushed, and I just love the container, how it dispenses the product, just the right amount for you to use to set your under eyes. I love baking with this. I love setting my face with this. It's a really silky, soft powder. It's not as thick, I would say, as a Laura Mercier. You do have to be careful with it baking. If you bake for too long, it could leave a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a white cast, but it definitely will lighten that area up. It has like this iridescence to it, so it just makes your face look really even. I like dusting this all over my face if I feel like I look patchy. Just just an amazing powder. Hourglass, you killed this. Their foundation too, the Vanish Stick Foundation. I mean, Hourglass in general as a brand, I was really obsessed with in 2018. So love this, and I had to give it a shout out. For bronzers in 2018, I reached for my usuals. MAC Dark Golden, Give Me Sun. You guys know the deal. That's always been, it's just always gonna be. But I really fell in love with this Marc Jacobs Tan-Tastic Omega Bronzer. This is so beautiful on the skin. It's that perfect neutral undertone. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. I like to kind of contour with this, and then I'll still warm up my face with something else. But in a pinch, like if I just have one bronzer and I have this, my makeup will still come out good. So I feel like I could just rely on it. I love the mirror, I love the compact, it's pretty, it's really smooth on the skin, it doesn't look patchy, it doesn't like cling to dry patches. But if I'm feeling like I need something warmer, which is pretty much every single time I do my makeup, I'm definitely guilty of that. I mean, I just feel like I feel my best when I have a really warm bronzer on. The KKW Medium Contour Kit. This is another product that I ordered. I was kind of skeptical, then I saw Jenny69 talk about it, and I kind of love her makeup style. I feel like it's similar to mine. She likes warm bronzers, and so when I tried this, I never looked back. I pretty much use this palette for one shade, and they do sell singles, but they're sold out. I'm not sure if they're still sold out, but this shade right here, it is the perfect warm bronzer. It's not as orange as Give Me Sun. I just feel like it's the perfect color. It just always looks good on the skin. It's kind of silly to buy a whole palette for one bronzer, but apparently it's that real for me. I fell in love with it, and I actually quite like having it in a palette because I sometimes use the mirror if I clean it. And the other colors in there are nice, but that warm tone bronzer is my life. For blush in 2018, I really kept it boring and basic. I've loved different blushes here and there, but I always went back to my MAC blushes because honestly, they're just kind of unmatched. So I love Modern Mandarin, I love Peaches, Melba, Desert Rose, just the list goes on. MAC blushes have my heart. Again, I've loved other brands that have come out with good blushes. I just kind of stuck to my MAC blushes all year round for myself and for my kit. Next up is another KKW beauty product, which I'm actually surprised about. Not that I didn't think I was gonna love her products, but I really feel like she nailed them. So this is the brightening powder in number 3, and I pretty much use this every single time I go out. It is the perfect brightening yellow undertoned powder. The only thing about this though is that I'm pretty fair, and this is very brightening on me. So I really do feel like she should have came out with better, darker, deeper colors, because number 4 is pretty much straight up orange. For me, this works, but it is again very, very brightening. I like that bright under eye personally. If you don't like that, then you're definitely not gonna like this because it's intense. But if you like that look, definitely check it out. As far as highlighting goes, I loved so many different highlighters. If I had the Resi by Anastasia, I would definitely feature that one. I unfortunately don't have it with me, but I do have this Dior one that I did fall in love with this year. Well, last year. This is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette, and I really love these first top 2 shades. I love mixing them. I love using them individually. I don't really have too many favorites from Dior, but this has definitely become the one. I do have another highlight that I want to mention to you guys that I loved at the end of 2018, but I'll feature that in my January favorites. I feel like this palette is so versatile because it can be that soft inner glow kind of highlight, but it also could be super intense because it has this really bright white shade. You can really do so much with this, so I definitely think it's worth it, and I fell in love with it in 2018. If you've been watching me for a minute, then you are probably sick and tired of hearing me talk about this. The Kopari Lip Glossy. You guys really went off on Instagram and tagged me in so many different posts that you guys went out and bought this because of me, and I'm so happy because I really was obsessed with this 2018. I mean, I'm always purchasing new ones. I think I've purchased it like 10 times, maybe more now. My favorite lip balm ever. 2018, 2019, 2020, like this is it. It gives your lips this juicy, pouty look, but you're also hydrating your lips at the same damn time, and it doesn't get better than that for me. It smells good, it feels good, it tastes good, it looks good. I really can't say enough good things about this. You have to go out and try it if you haven't. I feel like I've pushed this down your throat, so if you haven't tried it yet, trust me on this one, it's bomb. And then no surprise here that I have a ton of nude lippies to share with you guys as far as my favorites, so I'm just gonna run through them really quickly. I discovered this makeup Forever lip liner in Anywhere Caffeine, and I love this for days that I don't want my lip liner to be too dark, like not too intense, but I still want it to look outlined. Now you guys know I like to overline my lips, and I feel like this is the perfect one to do that because it still looks natural when you overline, but it still gives you definition. And the other lip liner that I loved in 2018 was definitely MAC Cork. I also loved MAC Strip Down, but I feel like Cork was just my go-to because it just made my lips look extra plump and just extra juicy. I love Cork with a lighter lipstick and a lip gloss. I actually have Cork on right now with NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in London. If I could just choose one nude lipstick for the rest of my life, it would probably be London because I just love the undertone. It's not too peach, it's not too neutral. It's just a perfect in-between. I love the formula. It gives your lips like this pouty, like matte but not dried out look. I love wearing it. It's long wearing, and when I'm going out, I always reach for London, and I definitely used and abused London in 2018. But another lipstick that I discovered is also from KKW. I feel like I have a lot of KKW in this video. This is Classic K lipstick, and I love this. This lipstick definitely has more of a pink undertone compared to London, which is more of a yellow kind of brown undertone, but I really love this because it's moisturizing on the lips, doesn't look dry. I mean, it's like a regular bullet lipstick. I feel like this is a perfect one to throw in your bag when you're going out to like a club. It's just easy to throw on. You can reapply, it doesn't get cakey or weird or gross. So definitely wanted to give a huge shout out to this one. In 2018, I definitely was into my glosses. I mean, I'm just a glossy gloss kind of girl. I like for my lips to look juicy and plump and just delicious. So I have 3 lip glosses to share with you. The first one is Marc Jacobs in Pretty Thing. I love Sugar Sugar, but Pretty Thing is my favorite. So this lip gloss just has like this really nice minty feel. It actually feels like it's plumping your lips when you put it on. It has like this nice cooling feeling, and it's pigmented, not too pigmented. It's just like the perfect gloss. I fell in love with this, and I've gone through way too many at this point. And then I discovered Pat McGrath in Flesh Astral or Flesh Astral, and I would say I love these equally. They're both very similar. They don't leave your lips, you know, sticky or like gunky, but the Pat McGrath one is slightly thinner. It has a thinner formula than the Marc Jacobs, so if you're into that, then you would like this one. And it also has shimmer, so that's a difference, but I love both of them. Just depends what I'm going for. This one's perfect on top of any nude lipstick. I mean, I'm just obsessed. This is also like my 3rd one of this. And then of course Fenty. So I have this one. This is actually Fussy, which this is the newer lip gloss, but I loved the original in 2018. This is actually going to be in my next favorites because I'm obsessed with this color. But this just smells amazing. It smells like candy. It feels really good and moisturizing on the lips. It actually feels like you're putting on a lip balm when you put this on, like the universal lip gloss. So here is Fussy. I love Diamond Milk, Fussy, and the original. All 3 of them bomb. If you want your lips to feel and smell really good, then Fenty is where it's at. And when I wasn't wearing a nude lipstick in 2018, I literally was just wearing red lipstick. I really didn't wear any dark lipsticks throughout the year, maybe once or twice, but I love me a good red classic lip. It just looks so timeless and you look so polished. And my favorite, like my go-to, is Fenty Stunna. I love the applicator. It makes my lips look so plump and overlined without even lining them. I mean, it's just a really good formula of liquid lipstick. It doesn't look drying. It's thin enough where it doesn't cake up on the lips. I mean, for a red, she killed it. I really, really love this, and it's my go-to. I really love red lips with black hair. I just think it's so striking. So I love to kind of just shock everyone every now and then and throw on a red lip as opposed to my usual nude, like always. So I really didn't think I was going to be featuring a brow gel in this video because Anastasia Clear Brow Gel has always been my go-to. But in 2018, I discovered and fell in love with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. With this brow gel, you can really manipulate the brow hairs, so I feel like it gives my brows just like a fuller look. I really like brushing the hairs up. This is like super glue for your brows, and I feel like besides the clear brow gel from Anastasia, this is the only one that I use and love. It seems so simple, like just brow gel, but brows can really change up your whole makeup game, your whole face, and I feel like this one really just, you can really manipulate them. And if you have thinner brows, then this will definitely do you justice. If you have long brow hair and you really want to kind of like comb them and have them stay in place all day, this is the one. So this plays no games. It is like, again, super glue, super hold for your brows. I wanted to give a quick like honorable mention or like quick shout out to a product that I've been using for, I feel like eternity, but in 2018, of course, I used and abused the Melt Cosmetics Dark Matter Stack, in particular the blur shade. It helps me do my eyeshadow every single time. If you have patchy eyeshadow or it's just not blending right, blur will come through and save your life. It blends your edges out. I mean, it does everything. So just a quick little shout out to Mel Cosmetics Blur, because I mean, I use it in every single tutorial. I use it every single time I do my makeup in 2018, every time, 2017, 2019. I mean, it's not going nowhere. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing me talk about this, but also the second shade in here, Unseen, is really nice too. It's a really good palette just to travel with. You get like a burgundy and you also get a black. I believe this came out in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, but either way, this is the setting spray of the year. For setting spray, I don't know if this came out in 2018. I'm sorry if it didn't, but it was definitely the setting spray of the year for me. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I'm all out of this and I'm so sad. I need one like ASAP because I feel like my makeup just doesn't come out the same if I don't use this. This really just makes your face look so much smoother in a way, and it just makes your makeup last longer. But I'm just obsessed with the scent, the feel, and just how it mends everything together. Setting spray is definitely so crucial for makeup application. I feel like just in the way it looks, not even how long it lasts, but how it looks. This one is my favorite, and I do have a coupon code for Morphe, which is Rosita. Thank you to everyone who uses my code. Throughout the whole year, you guys were supporting me and using my code, and I am totally appreciative. So that's the first one that I wanted to mention. But I also fell in love with the Fresh Vitamin Nectar Glow Water. This smells so good. I feel like this is more skincare, more than like a setting spray, but this has a lot of vitamin C in it, vitamin E, and it just gives your face like this instant boost of hydration and wakes you up. It feels really good on the skin, and it smells even better. So I really enjoyed that. And then the Caudalie Beauty Elixir also I fell in love with in 2018. I like applying this before doing my makeup, during, or after, but my favorite way is before. Again, this is more of like a skincare, so sometimes when I'm not wearing makeup, I'll use this one or the Fresh one just on bare skin or on moisturized skin, just to kind of give me an extra boost, an extra little glow, and to kind of like waken up the skin and make it feel fresh. So definitely love that. So those are my standout beauty products for 2018. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know what you guys loved in 2018. I feel like every time you guys recommend something to me, I go out and get it and end up falling in love with it. So definitely don't forget to let me know what you loved in 2018. 2018 definitely was a rough year for me. It was definitely a roller coaster. In 2018 we learned, and in 2019 we thrive. I'm so excited for this year and to experience it with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.